Friday. It is January the 9th. I'm Emily Vukovic.
And I'm Tom Reynolds, and it's a little bit snowy, blowy out there, so just a little bit, bit slick, but the good news is the temperatures are going in the right direction.
That is correct. They're on the way up. They're going to rebound by the weekend, so I think that'll make a lot of people happy.
Hallelujah.
We still have some squalls coming in. The system snow is pretty much done with southern Ontario, but hit the east end of the city later on this afternoon. But for the most part, most of our snow is finished for the city. More details on the weekend in just a moment, but first, Tom, what's going on the roads? Well, we still have these squall lines coming in across the shores of Huron and Georgian Bay. The problem with today is that we've got winds coming in from the south, we've got winds coming in from the northwest, and we've got winds coming in from the west. So everybody's kind of getting hit by different bands of snow. So we're still going to see that snow through the Niagara region. That'll taper through the overnight, and then tomorrow we're looking at a much better day. We'll actually see some sunshine when we do have high pressure moving in. So Saturday looks pretty good. Sunday could pick up a few flurries. Same deal for Monday. Hi there, you're watching the Weather Network. Thanks so much for joining us on this Friday. It's January the 9th.
A little late.
A little late,
but I got there.
Better than ever.
Right.
I'm Emily Vukovic, by the way.
And I'm Tom Reynolds, and it is snowy, blowy. It's still winter out there. Slick conditions. Got a snow plow flipped over on the south side of the lake on the QE. It's closed. So still some nasty conditions around southern Ontario.
Watches and warnings are still in place as well. Even though that bulk kind of main system snow has moved off towards our east and down to our south, we still have watches and warnings. Still going to depend on these squalls later on this afternoon. They could be east of the city, but we could still see a few flurries here and there.
Yeah, it's winter after all, but at least the temperatures are moderating a little bit. It's not quite as it doesn't hurt your face quite as much.
Right. It's true. Your tears don't freeze.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
You know what though? Perspective, because it's much colder in other parts of the country than here.
Yeah, that's true.
That's
so
true.
We're doing okay.
All right. Well, we did see some wind yesterday. So cold. All right, we'll talk temperatures over the weekend. They get better, I promise. But first, I'm going to turn things over to Tom for traffic. The wind was certainly an issue last night. We saw gusts up to 60, 70 kilometers an hour. We're still going to see fairly gusty conditions today, but the winds will start to ease. They're not going to be as intense, especially by tonight and in through the overnight. Over the weekend, winds are going to be relatively calm, but we still have some squalls. So here's today, squalls continuing, tapering off for tonight. By tomorrow afternoon, we're going to be into some sunshine. Finally, we're going to see some high pressure coming our way, which is great news. Now on Sunday, things are kind of in disagreement here. Monday, it looks as though we are going to be seeing a few isolated flurries, could possibly pick up a couple of centimeters of snow with that system to our south. Tuesday, we start to clear up, but if you notice on our 7-day forecast, Sunday is showing some snow. Well, it's only a 40% chance, so we'll probably just see flurries with this, and it's going to be Sunday, late day, overnight into Monday where we see that snow. The only thing worse than snow is Kincardine, Grand Bend, over towards Mount Forest, Barrie, trouble. Everybody's in a snow squall watch. We've got the winds really playing with us today. We've got kind of southerly winds, southwesterly winds, northerly winds, northwesterly winds, all kind of coming together at once. Some areas are in a watch down through the Niagara region, still in a warning, and looking at the radar, you can see why. We've got those heavy bands still coming off of Lake Erie. That's where Tom was just talking about, just right into Fort Erie. Really heavy snow, about 10 to 15 centimeters in a 12-hour period. And then we do have the snow continuing off of Huron and Georgian Bay today. Now, those areas could see potentially 5 to 10 centimeters. Down through the Toronto core, well, we're looking at trace amounts, but we do have some squalls that could fire up later on this afternoon when the winds start to shift direction to more of a northwesterly flow, and that is when we can see bands just coming east of the city potentially throughout the day today. So afternoon commute could get a little bit slippery again. All right, thanks so much, Kevin. Yeah, it is certainly going to be a very, very tricky commute. I think that's going to be the big story today because the temperatures have started to ease. We're not seeing a lot of snow in the downtown core, but as Kevin was mentioning, we still have those squalls north and west of the city and over towards the east. But, I mean, traffic issues. My drive wasn't that bad. I came in on the QE. There was a little bit of snow on the roads, but the accumulations have been relatively light. I mean, we've only seen about 1 to 3 centimeters.
Yeah, we might have had 5 up in Georgetown. So it was initially coming down 9th line. There was blowing snow across the road, and that's the situation. Yeah. Especially north and west of the city, blowing snow is going to be a problem, like down through Walkerton, Highway 9.
Yes,
Highway
absolutely.
21's a mess. It's closed. And it could get worse with the winds, too.
Yeah, the winds are really kind of playing trickery with us today. We've got them coming in from the southwest, which is they may reach us. We'll talk about temperatures over the weekend in just a moment, but first, Tom, what's going on the roads? Those bands are going to continue on and off throughout the day today, especially on the shores of Huron and Georgian Bay. By tomorrow morning, the squall lines will start to ease through our region. We'll see a little bit of sunshine, which I think is really good news for people. Sunday, overnight and into Monday, we've got this system to our south, and it looks as though it is going to be bringing us a few centimeters of snow, but for the most part, the bulk of the moisture is staying way to our east. And then on Tuesday, well, we've got more sunshine in the forecast. Temperatures are also looking much better. Look at Monday. We're only going to be -1. You're stealing my time, Tom. You're stealing my forecast time. All right, we've got watches and warnings in place. Parry Sound warning through Barrie, Mount Forest. We have a watch. The winds are going to be shifting throughout the day today. That is why some areas are in it and some areas are not. Now, through the Niagara Peninsula and through the Niagara region, through Niagara Falls, we're still seeing those heavier bands coming off of Fort Erie, the camera that Tom just showed you. We still have snowfall accumulations quite likely in the 5 to 10 centimeter range for areas around the shores of Huron and Georgian Bay. Through the Toronto area, we're seeing a trace. Temperatures are going to be warming up. Stay tuned. We've got the proof in your local. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Emily Vukovic, taking a look at some active weather throughout the province of Ontario. It's Friday. It is the 9th of January, and temperatures are going to start to warm up. Hallelujah. I know. Everybody is very happy about this. The cold and the wind yesterday, it was awful. It felt more like the -20s when you factored in the wind chill. A little bit of sunshine and -14. Watches the morning still in place. Areas along the shores of Huron, that's certainly going to be hit again today with more squalls. We've got our wind shifting from more of a southerly direction to a northwesterly direction to a westerly direction. It's just going to be a mess pretty much in all the usual suspect areas. Trace amounts for the city of Toronto. We could see a band coming off of Georgian Bay that could just reach kind of the east end of the city from Scarborough all the way through Oshawa. But for the most part, we're not seeing a ton of snow. The winds were certainly more of an issue last night, but today we could still see some gusts up to 50 kilometers an hour. The squall lines are going to continue through the majority of the day, but as you can see, the winds start to shift, and that's when, places like Barrie and Parry Sound are going to get back into the bulk of the moisture. Throughout the day tomorrow, things will start to calm down. We'll see some sunshine, but then late day Sunday and into Monday, a new system is coming up from the south, and that is going to potentially bring us a few centimeters of snow. It's going to be relatively cloudy. We'll see flurries on and off throughout the day on Monday, but then on Tuesday, the sunshine returns and temperatures look much better, much more comfortable. Sunday, -3. By Monday, we're going to see a daytime high of -1. Okay, I'm going to turn things over to Tom Reynolds. He has an update on your morning commute. Well, we are going to still see those watches and warnings in place, especially along the shores of Huron and Georgian Bay for snow squalls. Our winds are, they're coming at us from every direction today. We've got southwesterly winds bringing in some very intense snow squalls through the Niagara region. We've got our wind shifting to more of a northwesterly direction and then westerly direction, bringing in more snow towards the shores of Lake Huron and Georgian Bay. So a lot of areas certainly going to be seeing more accumulation. If you're heading up to Cottage Country this weekend, it is going to be a winter wonderland. Skiers and boarders are going to be thrilled. Trace amounts still expected throughout the Toronto area, and it's going to be cold. Thanks, Kevin. Hey, I have an interesting tidbit for you.
Okay.
Guess the temperature on Mars yesterday.
The temperature on Mars?
Yeah.
-80.
You're close, but not close at all.
-100.
-8.
-8?
-8.
That's pretty good.
I know that. Well, that's what the rover said.
Well,
Is the rover a meteorologist?
The rover's probably
The rover
very
kind of knows what
accurate.
it's talking about. So most of Canada was actually colder than Mars yesterday.
Well, I'm moving to Mars. I'm going to put my name in.
You're going to be the only one there.
No, there's a whole bunch of people going to Mars. They've been bidding on it. Yeah, I think
Your
we'll put my
family would be
application-
okay just to be like, see you later, Tom.
They
Not coming
probably,
back.
they just might be.
See, our producer was like,
Producer
yep,
says that's
send
okay.
them up.
You're going to Mars. Okay.
I would miss you, Tom.
Nah, you wouldn't.
Okay, you got me. The Niagara region. We'll talk more about our totals and our temperatures warming up. We're actually going to be warmer than Mars again. First, here's Tom. Bands coming off the lakes. We are going to continue to see squall lines through the evening. Overnight, they'll taper off to the north, and throughout the day tomorrow, well, we could still see a few flurries, but for the most part, we've got sunshine in our forecast, and we can thank that area of high pressure for that. Now, we do have a system on the way for Sunday and into Monday. So Sunday overnight and into Monday, we could be picking up a couple of centimeters, a few flurries lingering through Monday, but sunshine returning on Tuesday. If you want to get away from all the cold and the snow, why not head to Scottsdale, Arizona? Deb Mediachka is there playing golf today. Well, today and into tomorrow, we're still going to be dealing with these squalls coming off of Huron and Georgian Bay, and even the ones coming off of Lake Erie and Ontario. The winds are coming at us from all different directions today. We've got a southerly flow, we've got a southwesterly flow, we've got a northwesterly flow, and we've got a westerly flow. So all these areas still going to be seeing some snowfall throughout the day today. But downtown core, we're seeing light flurries here and there, but for the most part, we're only going to be seeing kind of trace amounts. more than what we already have. And I mean, I know up in Georgetown, Tom saw about 5 centimeters. Downtown core, we recorded about 1 centimeter. So yesterday we were talking about the potential from 1 to 10 centimeters. I know it's widespread, but you throw in that lake effect, and that is where you see that difference in accumulation. Very windy last night. Winds were gusting 60 to 70 kilometers an hour. The winds will start to ease throughout the day today. We are going to be seeing some sunshine throughout the day tomorrow, which I think a lot of people are going to be very happy about. And temperatures over the weekend will start to warm up. How warm will they get? Well, make sure you stay with us. We've got your local forecast details, including your 14-day trend. Thanks so much, Kevin. Yeah, snow is certainly going to be an issue on and off throughout the day today. Temperatures are actually warming up. By the weekend, I think it's going to feel warm in comparison.
Warm?
Well, -1.
Well, that's not bad.
That's great.
That's not bad.
That's not -20.
No, that's true. It's a lot better. It's getting
way
there.
Better.
It's getting there.
What's going on in the 4-degree QEW? Is that still closed?
They've just got the truck extricated. Now they're starting to plow the roads down there. So it is still partially closed. It's not causing huge delays because they can just use the off-ramp and get back on. That's just near 4 Erie. But anyway, it's improving there. Buffalo's starting to slam now.
All right. Well, taking a look, we still have watches and warnings in places on and off throughout the day today, even though we're only just going to look at trace amounts. So not a ton of accumulation, but blowing, drifting snow, certainly an issue, especially on the roads. Tom? Squall lines continuing on and off throughout the day today, especially off of Lake Huron and Georgian Bay. The one through Niagara will finally ease through the overnight. We are still going to be seeing coolish temperatures tomorrow, but we may actually see a little bit of sunshine, and we can thank that area of high pressure for that. Now, Sunday into Monday, we do have a system to the south that is going to be tracking some moisture our way. We could see a few centimeters of snow, but not a really heavy accumulation. And by Tuesday, sunshine returns. So we're looking at -10 tomorrow, feeling like -20. So returning to very cold temperatures, but then Sunday, Monday, temperatures start to rebound. Do you want to know where temperatures are really warm? Scottsdale, Arizona. Lucky Deb Medichka is there right now. Squalls continuing on and off throughout the day today. We do have watches and warnings still in place. Barrie in through Mount Forest, into a watch down through Niagara Falls, still into a warning, and you can see the radar. Those bands still becoming pretty intense. We've got that band coming through Oakville, Mississauga, and through Toronto, and through the Hamilton area. It's just going to be one of those days. The winds are going to stay quite stationary here and there, and temperatures are finally going to start to warm up, which is great news. More details on your temperatures coming up in your local forecast next. It's the 9th of January, and we've got snow, more snow on the way. Not a ton. I mean, Toronto only picked up about 1 centimeter from last night's system snow, but we are seeing flurries through Toronto, through Mississauga, through Oakville, on and off throughout the day today. We just have some lake effect bands that are just getting a little bit further south. Snowfall accumulations are certainly going to be higher throughout cottage country, only because of those bands coming off of Huron and Georgian Bay. Same deal for Niagara. We've got that fetch coming off of Lake Erie. It has been so cold as of late. Watches and warnings still in place. Parry Sound in through Barrie. We've got a watch in through Mount Forest. A watch is there as well, and in through the Niagara area. We're still into a warning in this area. So, I mean, 10 to 15 centimeters of snow could fall in a really, really quick time. Here's a look at the radar. You can still see Barrie getting into it. There's that band going through Toronto and Oakville and through Mississauga, and it's also very windy throughout the day today. We're going to be seeing gusts, not as windy as last night. I mean, last night we saw gusts up to about 70 kilometers an hour. But today is certainly going to be easing. And then tomorrow we may even see some sunshine. Yay, sunshine. Everybody's been waiting for that, that's for sure. We are going to see our temperatures moderate as well, which I think is really good news. Tom, I think a lot of people are going to be happy when they see on their temperature dial a daytime high of -3 for Sunday. Watches and warnings still in place through southern Ontario, around the shores of Huron, Georgian Bay. The good news is that the warning has now been dropped through the Niagara region, but the warnings are still there through Kingston and up through Brockville. So if you're traveling in that direction today, just be mindful the 401 can be a little dicey. We've got those bands continuing on and off throughout the day today. Toronto could still see a few more isolated flurries, but certainly not a lot of accumulation. Temperatures are going to be warming up, and we'll have all those details coming up in your local forecast. Did you know? Interesting fact. I think it was a University of Michigan, or I'm not sure where, but they actually put out a study saying banned words for 2015, and polar vortex is on that list. You're technically not allowed to use the word anymore.
I'm not going to say it.
See?
But Kevin should really go up to maybe Yellowknife or maybe something even further up and really check it out and get back to us.
I'm trying to think like how much money you would have to pay me to go to one of those places.
I wouldn't even contemplate that.
Well, if the dollar was right and they prepared
You would
me-
do anything for money.
Well, not anything, Tom. Let's not go that far.
No.
Who's this guy? We've got watches and warnings in place. I'm just talking about a little bit of cold weather for a few $1 million.
All right.
Grand Bend, Kincardine, up through Wyerton. This morning, she says the conditions are absolutely disastrous. We're going to check in with her a little bit later on in the hour. So make sure you stay with us for that. Now, here's Tom with an update on the roads. Bands coming off of Huron, Georgian Bay, Lake Erie, Lake Ontario, continuing through the day, tapering off through the overnight. Tomorrow we'll see some sunshine. Temperatures, however, are still going to be quite cold because they've got that high pressure in place. So without that cloud cover, we lose a lot of our heating. We are, however, going to be seeing a system coming up from the south. This is going to be bringing us some light snow Sunday overnight into Monday. We could see a few centimeters, nothing too heavy. And then on Tuesday, the sunshine returns. Now we are going to be seeing a very cold day tomorrow. We're looking at -10, feeling like -20 when you factor in the wind, but temperatures start to rebound. Want to go where it's hot and sunny? Why not Scottsdale, Arizona? Deb Medichka's there. Good morning. Our active weather coverage continues because of squalls and strong wind throughout parts of southern Ontario. I'm Emily Vukovic. It is Friday. It is the 9th of January, and temperatures are still quite cold today. Throw in the winds, it certainly feels much colder. We've been seeing a lot of snow down towards the Niagara region, and we joined Kasia Bedurka. She is in Fort Erie this morning, and Kasia, braving those conditions. It doesn't look as though the snow is flying around you right now, but there seems to be a lot of snow on the ground.
No.
Thanks so much, Kasia. Stay warm out there. Yeah, it's funny. There's this picture that's been going around on Facebook. I'm sure you've seen it. Everybody has seen it. It's like a little cartoon character, and it's kind of slunched over like this and says, "Why do I live where the air hurts my face?" And it could be worse. I mean, we're actually relatively warm compared to other parts of the country, that's for sure. All right, we do have snow squall watches and warnings still in play. Accumulations, we're not looking at a ton of snow for the GTA, but we'll talk more about that coming up. Tom, what's going on the roads? Well, we are going to be seeing these squalls continue through the day today, but then they're going to start to ease this evening, and by tomorrow, we're actually going to be seeing some sunshine. We've got high pressure moving in, so tomorrow looks to be a pretty good day. Now, we are going to be seeing cool temperatures tomorrow with all that sunshine, no cloud cover, nothing to keep in the heat, so it's going to feel like -20. And then Sunday overnight and into Monday, we've got some snowfall on the way, but temperatures are really going to start to rebound nicely, which is good news. We'll see a daytime high of Sunday of -3, -1 for Monday, and then sunshine, cold temperatures return for Tuesday. Your local details are coming right up. Thanks so much, Kevin. And you know what's false about pregnancy that some people keep telling me?
I don't know anything about it.
You're right.
I thought that was a pretty good answer.
How many children do you have?
I have lots.
Well, then,
Yes.
you should know.
Okay.
They say that when you're pregnant, you're supposed to be warm all the time. Like
Yes.
The baby acts as like a thermal, like a hot water bottle.
And not only that, your heart gets bigger.
I'm freezing constantly. I don't know if it's the weather or what, but I'm
Well, the weather
constantly
would have something to do with it. I'm quite certain of that. There's no question.
This baby's not doing its job.
Well,
it needs to turn up the thermostat.
I guess you've got it hot in here.
I know, you're sweating. I'm sorry. Taking a look at the watches and warnings in place today. It has just been so bad for so many motorists over the last couple of days. We'll talk more about your weekend forecast in just a moment, but first, Tom, what's going on in traffic? Not bad, actually. Today, we're still going to see these squalls on and off throughout the day, but then they will taper through the overnight. Tomorrow, we've got high pressure moving in. The squalls will really ease a little bit, and we're going to see some sunshine. Now, we do have high pressure in place, which means it's getting rid of all that cloud cover, which is great because we're going to see some sun, but it's bad because our temperature is going to be much colder. It's actually going to feel back into the -20s tomorrow. By Sunday, system to our south starts to approach, and this is going to be giving us a little bit of snow through the overnight and into Monday, tapering off throughout the day. A lot of cloud cover. By Tuesday, we've got more in the way of sunshine. And speaking of sunshine, want to go where it's sunny? Scottsdale, Arizona is the place to be. That's where we join Deb Medichka. I'll get to that in just a moment, but first, let's talk about the snow squall watches and warnings that are still in place. Now, they're up towards Prince Edward County through Kingston, Brockville. If you're traveling in that direction, that's where you could see some whiteout conditions on the 401, some blowing, drifting snow could certainly be an issue. Through Mount Forest and up through Barrie, we do have a watch in place. The winds are really giving us everything they got today. We've got winds coming in from the south, we've got winds coming in from the west, and we've got winds coming in from a northwesterly direction, and that's going to switch the angle of these squalls pretty much throughout the day today. Additionally, Additional accumulation, we're still looking at about 5 to 10 centimeters for Barrie, but down towards the city of Toronto, we're looking at trace amounts. But again, it's going to be enough to make the roads a little bit slippery. And later on this afternoon, when the winds shift more of that northwesterly direction, we could see some bands coming off of Georgian Bay that could reach to the east end of the city. So the evening commute certainly could be affected by this. Now, our temperatures are going to be cold tomorrow because we've got high pressure moving into place, which means the squalls will ease and we're going to start to see a little bit of sunshine, which is great news. Come Sunday, we do have a system coming in, bringing us a little bit of snow, and temperatures do warm up. Stay tuned. Details are in your
Coffee was turned to ice.
What do you mean like that? Of course I'm back. Oh, because the last hit I wasn't there.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I was busy doing other things.
That's right.
I was.
That's right.
Exactly.
I'll vouch for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
All right.
Okay.
Couple of cool things. We've actually been colder than Mars.
That's great.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, okay.
Mars was -8 yesterday.
Yeah.
The places throughout southern Ontario were into like the minus teens to minus 20s.
So maybe a move to Mars is not a bad thing.
Just saying.
The air's not very good.
No.
No.
You'd have to wear a mask. First, I'm going to turn it over to Tom. He has an update on your commute. Balmy, I love that. It's not going to be balmy, but it is going to be a lot milder than it has been, that's for sure. Tomorrow we're going to see some sunshine, chilly temperatures with a cold wind chill, but by Sunday, things are really starting to warm up. Not as warm as Arizona, which is where we join Deb Mediachka. Well, the squalls are going to continue on and off throughout the day today. We do have watches and warnings still in place for most of cottage country. Barrie and in through Mount Forest in a watch. We still could certainly see more accumulation. We've got these streamers coming off of Huron and Georgian Bay. They're going to continue. The ones off of Lake Erie have really started to ease. We're still seeing the ones off of Ontario through Kingston and up through Brockville. Accumulations, they're not hugely impressive, especially through the GTA down towards the Toronto downtown core. A few, I don't know, I'm going to say trace because I think a few centimeters might just be pushing it. But where we could see it is going to be tonight, well, more so late this afternoon, where we do have the wind shifting to more of a northwesterly direction. So some of those streamers could just reach east of the city. So Scarborough over towards the Oshawa area. Tomorrow, we're going to see more in the way of sunshine. Don't go anywhere. Your local forecast details are coming up with your temperatures. Looking at the long-range forecast, joining us, meteorologist Dr. Doug Gillum. And Doug, it has been so cold. We've seen a lot of snow with squalls coming off the lakes, plus system snow. Now it's Canada. As Canadians, we don't mind a little snow over winter. It's what we can expect. But it's the really frigid cold temperatures. Are they going to leave us alone for a little while?
Well, the good news is we do have a pattern change on the way. It's still frigid through Saturday, and just to recap, we've had a Siberian air mass in place from the Rockies all the way to the Maritimes. So as we go to next week, we do have a relaxation of the pattern. Now, this is not a thaw by any means. It's still wintry.
Still blue. It's still cold.
A major impact on the GTA, but both are close calls. We'll certainly be watching those tracks to see whether they have an impact on our weather next week.
Okay.
Again, Sunday we have a transition to closer to seasonal temperatures. On Monday we'll be watching a system pass to our south.
This could be one of the systems that could have a potential impact on us.
The most we'd likely see out of this would be some light snow, but could bring a couple centimeters, especially to Niagara. And as we get into Tuesday and Wednesday, generally fair weather, really not quite cold enough for the lake effect snow, but it's not going to feel mild either, just a little bit milder than where we've been. As we get to Thursday, here's our next system, a major East Coast system. At this point, it's too far to the east to have an impact on us, but a shift a little bit further west, and this certainly could impact our weather.
All right, well, now we're looking at next week, and I mean, we're seeing cold here, but is this coming our way? Are we seeing this milder air?
We have it's back to below seasonal temperatures.